Hello everyone, my name is Nganda Mzafar Dizo and I want to share with you our topic today about habitude of a cathedral. And our theme is having a big picture. What comes to your mind when we say what is having a big picture? What I've learned today that most builders only see paycheck or the task in front of them. But great builders see a big picture. And also, I've learned that leaders should maintain a perspective beyond their own limited vision and change their culture. That if I'm to see the big picture perspective, I have to change or to maintain a perspective beyond my own limited vision and change of culture. And I've also learned that culture can limit me to see a big picture. And I've also learned that great builders see a big picture. Great builders see a big picture. And I've also learned that everything rotates on culture by virtue of the way you see things, the people you relate with, they will determine whether you will see a big picture or not. Because everything in our life, it rotates on culture. So we have to change our culture if we are to see the big picture. And I've also learned that the culture I'm setting can affect me. For example, today, if I waste my life while um, posting nude pictures, doing stuff which is not on my level of a big picture, so it will affect me in future. For example, me as a youth today, if I don't see myself uh, in a big picture, I will do things as I wish to do them. But if I have a big picture and I see myself beyond myself in a big picture perspective, so I will do things with control. For example, if tomorrow I become a minister and I used to post silly things on social media handles, so that will affect me, whereby people will be bringing back what I used to do, and it will affect my big picture perspective. And I've also learned that And I've also learned about this man who was walking on the street, and everything was, uh, it was okay with him seeing buildings when he was walking, how the city was smelling good. So when this man decided to take another route, whereby he found a place where they were constructing a building, but this man did not focus on the picture of that building, but he decided to approach these three men. And the first man he approached perceived his work in a logistical perspective, whereby this man that he first approached, asking him what was going on. So this man answered him with a logistical perspective, um, whereby he just only saw what he saw personally. So, and another one, perceived his work in a tactical point of view, whereby he was focusing on paycheck, on what he was to gain. He was not focusing on the big picture. But the third one perceived his work in a strategic point of view, and was able to see a big picture of a cathedral. So what do we learn in this? So we are not supposed to have a logical perspective or a tactical point of view, but we have, as leaders, we have to be strategic. In other words, when we are strategic, we shall be able to perceive or to see that big picture that is ahead of us. So this man did not get his answer when he approached the first man, and also he did not get the answer. His answer he asked with the second man, but he got his answer by the third man, whereby the other two, their perspective, the way they perceived this picture, limited them to answer this guy what he wanted to know, or what he was inquiring from them. And I've also learned that logistical, this is the here and now perspective. I only see what is in front of me today. That if one is logistical, that person will just see what is in front of him or her. And I've also known that tactical perspective is broader and futuristic, but still limited to the world. That when you operate in a tactical perspective, it can be helpful, but what it has, that it is also limited. And I've also learned about the strategic perspective, that this is a big picture perspective which enables me to see how everything fits into the overall plan. That if I'm to see the big picture, and as a leader, I use the it takes me to a strategic picture perspective, which will help me as a leader to come up with a strategy which will help those who are weak and those who are high in terms of doing their work. So they will do it as a team and they will be successful. So I've also learned that those strategies. I've also learned that when leaders help to move people beyond their own personal task to see the big picture, it not only helps to align everyone's work, it accelerates the creation of the desired culture. So what I've learned that in that as a leader, that if I enable my team members to see the big picture, it helps them to align everyone's work, and it also accelerates the creation of a desired culture, that it will enable the team to develop a certain culture. For example, they will start working as a team. And I've also learned that part of the key to build a culture system, a culture stem, from the leader's ability to communicate a clear vision for how every team member fits into the plan. That part of the key to build a culture stem from the leader's ability to communicate a clear vision for every team member fits into the plan. That when you paint a picture to every member to show them that they are part of the vision, it will enable them to fit into the plan. It will enable them to make a strategy to be part of the plan. And also I've learned that people need to benefit from the organization. That if the clear vision, if everyone gets a clear vision, that they are in the vision. So, and they come up with a strategy. So I have learned as a leader, that people need also to benefit, to be benefiting. For example, is if the organization is getting funds, so we have to grow together. I have to make sure that as the organization is growing, they have to grow together with me. I've also learned that it enables, or it diminishes, a prima donna attitude and selfish territorial behavior. That when these team members have a clear vision, it will diminish their selfish attitudes, and they will be acting as part of the vision. So they will not be out of the vision, but they will act as they are in the vision. So it will diminish their attitude, their selfishness, or their selfish attitudes, and also territorial behavior. So they will not behave as if the work is not theirs. They will work like they own the vision. It will. I've learned also that it will enable the team to help each other because they think outside of the box. All culture requires someone to maintain the big picture and move others towards the big picture. So if these members get the clear picture or the big picture, it will also enable them to help each other, whereby those who will be weak in doing stuff will be helped by these ones who are experts. So they will work as a team and they will move others towards a big picture. And I've also learned that talent is important, but playing as a team is more important, because when you play as a team, you win championship. But when you play as an individual, you win a trophy. So I have learned that we have to work as a team, whether in ministry, whether in the family. We have to work as a team. And also I've learned that a leader, you have to be strategic, from logical to tactical to strategic. So you have to move in the other two perspectives, and you focus on a strategic perspective. And I've learned as a leader, I have to build a culture in a team, in teamwork, a culture of teamwork, that as a leader I should work with a team. And I've also learned that if you are going to have a big picture, you need to work or act on your big picture. That if you want to have a big picture, you need to work upon it. So you don't just have to see it, but you have to come up with strategies which will enable you uh, to have that big picture. For example, you've given us, Coach, the examples that if you want to be rich, you have to start to create that attitude of being rich. So you have to come up to act like you are rich if you want to be rich. And I've also learned that, and also I've learned that I need to have teamwork, whereby individuals win trophy but teams win championships. And also I've learned that if I am dating, I have to show a real me, not to pretend. I have to build a culture in me. I have to be me as me. I have to build an organizational culture inside of me. So I don't have to pretend what I am not, but I have to show the girl what I am. So in a way that a girl will either love me the way I am, or or leave me. As I'm winding up, Coach, I have also learned that I have to work immediately, because you've given us the example of the 1961 President John F. Kennedy, when he spoke to the country and said that I'm going to take a man on the moon. But for him, he had a picture and a vision to take a man on the moon. But um, it took leaders, or it took some people, the NASA, because by then they had no technology, who would take that person on the moon. But what they did, when they had when they saw the picture that the president had, the the picture that the picture that the president had, and also the president elaborated to them the vision. So they came up with a strategy whereby they came up with the technologies which enabled them to take the first man on the moon. So I have learned that I should act immediately. As a leader, should be strategic. I should be with I should be with a strategic perspective. So thank you, Coach, for that impartation or impact, that you are impacting us and making us better leaders. May God bless you.